for the first time in almost 3 years, I can officially say that we have very good Lonzo Ball news. The Chicago Bulls and Lonzo Ball have officially announced that this upcoming Wednesday, Lonzo Ball will be returning to the basketball court. The Chicago Bulls take on Minnesota on Wednesday at the United Center for their 4th preseason game, and Lonzo is expected to play. I can't believe that we're even talking about this. It honestly just feels surreal that I'm even saying it, that we're expecting this now. But I think all Bulls fans right now should just be giving Lonzo Ball a big round of applause for what he has gone through and for the major step that he is about to take on Wednesday. Before we get into it all, make sure to hit that like button if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Like I said before, I cannot believe that we're even here. I didn't know if this day would even come, honestly. There was a lot going out of my head and thinking like Lonzo might never come back. I think a lot of Bulls fans even had that same thought. And I'm sure Lonzo's also maybe even had that thought that he might never ever come back and play an NBA game ever again. What Lonzo Ball is about to do on Wednesday is pretty historic. As so far what we know publicly, no really any sort of professional sports player has ever had a cartilage transplant and has actually recovered and returned to competition. So I think it already kind of speaks volumes for what Lonzo Ball has had to go through physically, but also mentally, just to try to recover from this very, very long knee injury. And it's crazy just to think about, but right now the cartilage in his knee is pretty much not his. So the fact that he's expected to return, and we're going to see him on Wednesday, assuming no setbacks, is just crazy. It really does not feel real. I honestly just think that we would never see this, but I'm very, very happy that he is about to do this. And again, please give as much support to Lonzo Ball as he does this historical moment. It's going to be a very big moment when he does step back onto that court. If you're wondering how long it's been since Lonzo Ball has actually played in an NBA game, come Wednesday, it would be 1,006 days. I've been kind of saying that it's been 2.5 years since Lonzo Ball has played in an NBA game. It's more now 2 3/4 of a year. So it's been almost 3 years since Lonzo Ball has played in an NBA game. So the fact that I'm aware that it's a preseason game that he's about to play in, but I don't care. The fact that he's about to go and play in an NBA level competition game, it's historical. And I hope everyone understands that, because it has been so long since we've seen Lonzo Ball playing basketball. So I'm just so happy to see that he is going to be playing. John Strania broke the news, I think, to like everyone worldwide, but Casey Johnson also then kind of gave us a little more information about tonight. If you're not aware, the Bulls do play tonight. Lonzo will not be playing, as we all know. But the Bulls take on the Bucks tonight. Ball's obviously not going to play. But it also sounds like there's not going to be a lot of Bulls players or Bulls regulars, mostly starters, playing either. So it's actually just good. I'm happy that Lonzo's not playing in tonight's game, because it really wouldn't make sense if he was playing with a bunch of the bench guys or potentially guys that are going to get cut from the team. So I'm happy that he's going to be playing on Wednesday instead of tonight. Also, it kind of sounds like that Zach LaVine is probably not going to be playing tonight. So just that kind of gives you an idea of like, okay, well, there's probably going to be a lot of starters out tonight for this Bulls game. Now, I want to talk about a few things here when it comes to expectations for Lonzo Ball from Bulls fans, okay? And what I'm about to say here, I'm not trying to say that you need to have the same opinion as I do or the same thought process as I do, but I just do want to share my thought processes, in my opinion, about this whole Lonzo Ball return and what to expect for this upcoming season, because, like I said earlier, this is a historical moment. And what Lonzo is about to do is very, very, very difficult. And what he's already gone through has been very, very difficult. So just to remind everybody, on Media Day, Lonzo Ball has come out and said that at the start of the year, back-to-backs are completely off the table. I am very much on board with that idea. There's no reason for Lonzo Ball to be playing in back-to-backs. So obviously he'll pick a game of which game to play in the back-to-back, but you won't play in both. There will also be a minutes restriction in place to start the year, which is also something I'm very on board with. And I think all Bulls fans need to understand this, that Lonzo Ball is not going to come back and play 30 minutes a game, okay? He is most likely, I'm going to say on Wednesday, he's probably only going to be playing 10 minutes max. I would be a little bit shocked if he does like more than 15. But I also think at the start of the season, that might be kind of the minutes restriction in place. I don't see him going to 20 minutes right off the bat for the start of the year. And I also think I think most Bulls fans know this, but he is going to be coming off the bench to start the season. And I think he will honestly probably stay on the bench all year. And I won't lie, I think both the back-to-backs restriction and the minutes restriction is probably going to be in place the entire season. I hope Bulls fans understand this, because I see some Bulls fans right now on Twitter talking about how they all of a sudden have like these big expectations for Lonzo, where he's gonna be back in the starting lineup at like All-Star break. He's gonna be averaging 30 minutes a game. He's gonna be playing like his usual self and like averaging 14 points on 40% three-point shooting again. That sort of stuff just really bothers me, because it just seems to be like those people just don't understand what's actually happening here. To me, at least personally, the expectation for Lonzo Ball this season should be no expectation. In my head, at least the way that I think about it, I know that we just got news that Lonzo Ball is returning, but at least in my head, Lonzo Ball is out for the year. Okay, there should be no expectation for Lonzo Ball whatsoever. And the way I think about it is, if Lonzo Ball can play and feels healthy enough to play and feels comfortable enough to play, awesome. That is great for him, and everything should be focused on his own health. If Lonzo Ball cannot play in a game or cannot play for multiple games, totally fine. The Bulls should be absolutely prepared for it, and we as fans should be completely understanding about if Lonzo Ball has to miss some time. I do think that there is going to be setbacks this year for Lonzo Ball. I think that there's going to be weeks maybe where he has to miss like a week of games because he's going to have some setbacks. And it sounds like as of right now that the Bulls also are aware of this. There was a shoot around for the Bulls, and Lonzo wasn't a participant in it. But it seemed like the Bulls were aware of this could happen, because if you did not know, Lonzo had some knee soreness. That should be expected from all Bulls fans, but obviously from the Bulls training staff as well. That there's probably gonna be some sort of setback this year when it comes to Lonzo Ball, and we don't really know how he's going to respond, because again, we've never seen this ever happen before for a player to return from a cartilage transplant. So for us Bulls fans, it's just going to be day by day with Lonzo. There should be no expectation. There should be no expectation for him to play 60 games this season. There should be no expectation for him to be averaging 30 minutes a game this year. The expectation should be no expectation. Just be supportive when Lonzo Ball is out there, and support him as long as possible. Because honestly, I don't know how long his career is going to last, and I hope that all Bulls fans understand that. So, like I said, the expectation should be no expectation for Lonzo Ball this year. And if he does play, awesome. That's incredible. I'm very, very happy for him. If he doesn't play, that's totally fine. Go take care of yourself. Go get healthy. That should be the expectation for Lonzo. So, one more thing I do want to bring up when it comes to this Lonzo Ball stuff is that I think a lot of people know this, but maybe some don't. We did talk about earlier how it's been 1,006 days since Lonzo Ball has played in an NBA game. I'm aware that Lonzo has gone through scrimmages, he's gone through 5-on-5, and he's gone through contact, and hence why he is ready to go and try to play on the NBA court again. But there is nothing that ever replicates an NBA game. I don't care how much you scrimmage, I don't care how much you practice. Nothing replicates an NBA game in terms of what the stress it does to the human body. So Lonzo has gone through all these steps, but he has not taken the biggest step, which is obviously go play an NBA game, and it might put a lot of stress on his body. So if he does have to like miss 2 weeks or something after playing maybe in the first week of the season, that's totally fine, because I won't be shocked if that does happen. I hope Bulls fans understand that if it does happen, that's okay, because we shouldn't expect his body to be in NBA shape whatsoever, because again, he has not played in an NBA game in a long time, and if he does have setbacks, that's totally fine. But most importantly, like I said earlier, everything about this should be cheer Lonzo, support Lonzo, and there should be no expectations for Lonzo Ball in terms of how well he's going to play. The last thing I want to see happen is Bulls fans see, oh, Lonzo Ball's back, and then they're upset with how he's playing. Like maybe he's struggling, maybe he can't, maybe he's missing a lot of three-point shots, or maybe he's not the same player he was before in terms of being a great defender. I don't care, honestly. I just care about the fact that he's back on the court and he feels healthy enough to even play. And I just hope that all Bulls fans have that same sentiment when it comes to Lonzo. So yeah, Lonzo Ball is returning. I'm very, very happy to see it. I'll be interested to see kind of how Donovan's going to be using him. I do expect that Lonzo's going to maybe move more towards like being a wing player. And we'll see just kind of how he's going to fit in. I do expect a lot of adjustment periods for Lonzo as he does try to play in these games. But again, just him being out there is a spectacular thing. and there should be no expectations moving forward when it comes to Ball. One more thing, because there have been some questions about this for Lonzo and the Bulls, and I do want to just quickly address it, and I think this kind of ties into this year a little bit too. When it comes to Ball moving forward with the Bulls, and when I say no expectation, I truly mean no expectation. So I don't think that any Bulls fan should be thinking about if Lonzo is going to be returning to the Bulls after this upcoming season. Lonzo, if you're not aware, is going to be an unrestricted free agent. This is the last year of his contract. And I do think that there is probably a good possibility where Lonzo does move on from the Bulls after this year. But just to kind of put this in perspective, I think it's just a smart move by Lonzo just for his own personal health. We're not entirely sure if Lonzo's going to ever become like a starting level caliber player again, or be able to play like 30 minutes a game in an NBA game. He might honestly just be only able to play like 15 minutes a game in an NBA game, and that's fine. That is completely fine. So just like I said earlier, there really should be no expectations. Like, Bulls fans shouldn't be even thinking about this moving forward. But if Bulls fans do want to know my overall thoughts, I do think that the Bulls and Lonzo Ball are going to come to the agreement to just move on after this upcoming season. And I'm just hoping that Lonzo gets through the year and is able to just go into the offseason healthy and feeling good about himself and feeling accomplished for what he has done in just returning and playing some games this upcoming year. So overall, though, like I said, this is just a great moment for Lonzo, and just I want everybody at the United Center to be cheering him as much as possible when we do see him. Maybe he only plays 5 minutes, but in those 5 minutes, I hope that everyone is supporting him, because this is a very special thing that's going to happen, and I hope that everyone does understand that. But that's all I have for you guys in this video. Please go ahead and leave in the comment section down below just your support for Lonzo Ball, because that is the biggest thing when it comes to all this, is that he deserves everyone's support when it comes to everything that's about to happen and everything that he's already been through. Make sure you hit that like button if you're new to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Lonzo Ball returns Wednesday. I cannot wait. I'll see y'all tonight, though, for the post-game stream after the Bulls take on the Bucks. All right, I'll see ya.